Hi, this is the Region 29 Clarinet Etude for even year B at quarter note equals 96. We are in 4/4, which is common time, and we will be subdividing into 16th notes this time. So 1T theta, 2T theta, 3T theta, 4T theta. So looking at the first note, everything is natural unless there's an accidental. Accidentals carry through the key signature. Say that to yourself. Accidentals carry through the key signature. So at measure 2, you have that G sharp at the first note, that whale key G sharp. That second note, accidentals carry through the measure. Yes, so the second note is also the whale key G sharp. So do not take your finger off for measure 2, just keep it there. Looking at the first measure, counting and clapping, I'm going to count all the way to the downbeat of 3. 1T theta, 2T theta, 3T theta, 4T theta, 1T theta, 2T theta, 3T theta, 4T theta, 1. I went to the downbeat of 3 because there is a crescendo. Remember, we do not want to breathe right before the big hit, the forte hit. So I'm going to go ahead and play that. Remember, we're starting mezzo forte, medium loud, and then we're going to crescendo to forte at measure 3. Even at a slow tempo, like quarter note equals 52, if you need to start there, which is perfectly acceptable, add those dynamics in. Play with the right rhythm. Play with the right articulation. Learn it correctly from the beginning. It'll save you a lot of time later. It might seem slow at the front, but I promise you, it's going to be more solid later on. So nice big forte, and then you have that piano in measure 3. So at measure 3, we have a similar rhythm to measure 2. 1T theta, 2T theta, 3T theta, 4T theta. In fact, you can even practice saying it with the dynamics. 1T theta, 2T theta, 3T theta, 4T theta, 1T theta, 2T theta, 3T theta, 4T theta. Remember, open for rests. So playing slowly at 3 with the dynamics all ready. If you notice, I use the middle finger because it's the natural B. So use that middle finger, B natural. Measure 3, the first half and the second half, almost identical, except for dynamics and except for the first eighth note on beat 1 and beat 3. It's an E for beat 1, C for beat 3. Other than that, the rest of that is the same. In measure 4, it nicely gives you the pinkies written there. You need to use the left out for the F sharp, going down to the right 3 for low E, coming back to that F sharp because accidentals carry through the measure. Go up to that B natural and then come back down to right 3B. It is a lot easier to coordinate like this than it is to have a random finger on the other side to coordinate. In measure 5, it should have been an F natural to begin with. It's just a courtesy reminding you that accidentals carry through the measure. Bar line hits reset. So it's first finger F natural, and then we have G sharp. That G sharp repeats. Remember, accidentals carry through the measure. So G sharp, E, A, you still have F natural. Do not let that G sharp fool you. The G sharp comes in after that high B again, but F is natural. And then we go up to that C. Guess what? We have another G sharp. And then after the A to the B, we have another G sharp in measure 6. Going up to A, back to G sharp, and this time we do have an F sharp. So in measure 7, back to that F natural. If you notice, measures 5 and 6 are identical to 7 and 8, just an octave different. So in measure 5, it starts in the higher octave. In measure 7, it starts in the lower octave. So if you're going, oh, I'm not sure about my notes in measure 5 and 6, you can double check them in 7 and 8. Remember, the G sharp carries through the measure in measure 7 there, and it's only F natural, so use your thumb. And you've got that big crescendo. In measure 8, you've got that whale key G sharp, and you also have a ritardando and a fermata. So ritardando, abbreviated RIT, means a gradual slowdown. So if you've ever watched Wheel of Fortune or spun a wheel, you'll notice it goes spin, 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 spin really fast, and then it gradually slows down to a complete halt. That very ending that's what a ritardando looks like or sounds like. And then a fermata means hold the note longer. So typically hold it twice as long. So 2 counts would be good. And then you can take a nice little break. So then in measure 8, and notice there are accents and a tenuto. So accents don't mean staccato. They just mean the front of the note is loud. It's just reiterating these are full-bodied sounds. So and then release, beautiful release, starting in measure 9. Guess what? Measure 9 is pretty much the same thing as measure 1, just an octave higher. Measure 2, pretty much the same thing as measure 10, just an octave difference. Basically, the first half and the second half is pretty repetitive, just in a different octave. Make sure G sharp carries through the measure in measure 10. Measure 11, I would use the left pinky B just because you left off from a C in the previous measure, which you would do right too. Use the middle finger B, play nice and soft in measure 11 for the second half. And then first finger for that F natural in measure 12. That G sharp comes back in there. There is another slowdown, another ritardando, another crescendo, and another fermata. Measure 11 and 12 I'll play because it is something different.